Hey friends, welcome back to Shawnee on the Spot. In this video, I am participating in a wreath collaboration, Fun with Wreaths 22. It's hosted by The Grace Life DIY and Home Decor and Penny's Lifestyle Living, along with several co-hosts. You'll find their channel links down in my description box. Be sure to check them out along with the playlist. All right, y'all, it's been a minute since I've made one of my DIVA Wreaths, and today is the perfect day for that. And I'm so grateful for this challenge. It gave me the motivation I needed to jump right on in there. Now I'll be using some poinsettia leaves from a previous project from last year, and I love how they feel. They're nice and velvety, along with the ribbon of it is also nice and velvety. And I have some scrap glitter paper with some glitter and Mod Podge and ribbon that I'll be using along with this diva face here. I think this is a cute one. I've used her before and actually digitally mastered this one myself. I generally buy a lot of my divas from Etsy. So if you're asking or wanting to know where I get them from, because I do get a lot of questions, I do get them from Etsy a lot of times, or I create them myself. If you're a subscriber, I always say you can get a copy just by asking. Send me an email. So the diva, what I did with her was I cut her out with a piece of cardstock on the back to make it a little bit more sturdy. And here I'm just showing you the measurements. It's about 10.5 by 7 around there once it's cut out. And that's so that you know the measurements, because I do get a lot of questions about the size paper I use and then what size does the diva end up coming out when I cut it. So the paper was 8.5 by 11, and when I cut her out, she ended up being about 10.5 by 7. Okay, and again, I did paste a piece of the cardstock on the back, so when I cut it out, it cut out together just to make it a little bit more sturdy. Okay, so here I am wrapping that wreath form that I did get from the Dollar Tree with that ribbon, and I'm just going around and I'm putting glue here and there just so that it will stay secure around the wreath form. Now as I'm going around the wreath form with the ribbon here and there, I'm just putting little bits of hot glue again just to secure it. All right, so next I'll just grab the poinsettia, and I have some Mod Podge and some glitter because y'all, that yellow is yellowing a little bit too much for me. And so I'm going to tone it down with some glitter, and using Mod Podge is just fine, or whatever adhesive you have that you work well with your glitter. I don't mind Mod Podge and glitter. They kind of do all right together. And so you see me here just doing that in the center, just enough to kind of tone down that yellow just a little bit here. And I kind of show you the difference between the two. It's not a whole lot of difference, but it does kind of tone it down some. Like I said, that yellow, I love the color yellow, but that was a little much for me. And then I decided to take some gold ribbon and break up that red a little bit and go around again, wrapping the ribbon just in a simple way, adding a little bit of hot glue here and there just to secure it, just to add a different effect. I didn't do it so perfectly because again, I plan on making this wreath for myself, and then I'm going to be making a couple others for other people. I'll probably take my time a little bit more on those, but I'm getting it done, y'all. Just going ahead and wrapping and gluing and taking my time. I'm listening to a little bit of Christmas music also in the background, and having a good time. Now the other thing that I did was I took another piece of cardstock and some of that scrap glitter paper I had. I kind of overlaid it and glued it together to kind of give a backdrop effect because I didn't want to leave the wreath just open. And you'll see what I mean. And I like this idea because it gave me a little bit of a background, and I just added a little bit of an effect with that glitter paper. So here I'm just measuring it a little bit and drawing off where I'm going to be cutting so that it will fit on the back of my wreath form, and you won't be able to, you know, see the square edges. That's all. Now the quick peek at the back, you could see how it was going to give it a finished look, and I do end up securing it, of course, with hot glue on the back, and then I used the rest of the or the empty ribbon spool to kind of give my diva head a little lift because I didn't want it to be flush to the backdrop of the wreath. I kind of wanted it to be lifted. Now I did have the idea to use some Jenga blocks to do that, but it just wasn't substantial enough for me, and so the spool or the ribbon spool worked just fine. Now I was taking those poinsettia leaves and just laying them across to see how I wanted it to fit, and then I decided to kind of glue them together to make like a little hat so that it'll make it easier for me to secure it to my wreath form. Because y'all, that was a little tricky. I played around with it for a little while until I felt comfortable about the placement. So let me know in the comments what you think about this diva wreath and if it's something that you would want to make for your holidays. I think it's pretty easy, and I think anybody can pretty much do it. It'd be a great project for some young people to maybe do. A fun project for you to get together with some of your girlfriends and everybody do their own diva wreath. Again, all of these things pretty much came from the Dollar Tree. Once upon a time, the poinsettia leaves, though, are from another project that I worked on last year that I just took apart and went ahead and reused the same leaves. So I think it turned out pretty good. Let me know what you think. Again, a shout out to the collaboration host. Don't forget to check them out as well as the playlist. All right, guys, let me know what you think about my holiday diva wreath, and I hope that you make one. Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, take care. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.